Like, you've got to put in the work because there's a real eternal principle that he's teaching us in doing that. And that's kind of the intent that he's teaching Oliver here, is like, give it everything you've got to give. And we'll see actually in a couple chapters from now that there's an immediate, opportunity for Oliver to really give all that he has to give and to persevere. And we'll see, based on his choices, what the outcome is of that. So this is an eternal principle. And, we try to adhere to it all the time. And sometimes you fall short, but we need to give as much as we can give when we can give it.
Yeah. And because the reality is there's lots of, there's no shortage of opportunity. Now, sometimes the immediate opportunity we may or may not be ready for, right? And this is what you hinted at. We're going to get into the doctrine behind this, but if that's the case, it's okay. Like, there will be other opportunities, not the same opportunity, but there's not a shortage of opportunity. So as we qualify ourselves, we can become better, more useful servants in the vineyard.
Well, and part of the point too is when you thrust in your sickle and reap, if you're new to this, like if you're asked to do something that you have not done before, chances are you're going to fail. And like, that's okay. The Lord does not expect us to get it right the first time, every time. Like that's not the point. And so you're going to be asked to do things, or you're going to try to fulfill, a certain calling or respond to a prompting you've received, and you're going to mess it up and you're going to fail. And that's okay. Like that's an opportunity to learn and to grow. And so the next time you go to do it, you'll have some experience and some wisdom that you didn't have before. But, I can't think of how many times I hear people say, like, I can't do this, or I can't do that. Like, I'm just not capable of that, or that's not part of who I am. And I'm like, that's a problem. Like, don't be afraid to fail, because sometimes maybe the Lord expects you to fail, or knows that that's part of the process. Like, that's part of the learning and the growth opportunity he's putting in front of us.
You put in all that effort to get those spiritual pictures behind you, and now it's like showing pictures of mosques.
Yeah.
There it goes.
There we go. Just gotta click buttons every once in a while. Keep it on screen.
See, sometimes you fail. Sometimes we fail.
There you go. See? Tried to add another element to our podcast, and it didn't work the way I was hoping to. All right.
Verses, so we're in section 6, then it goes to verses 6 and 7, which I think is so interesting. Now, as you have asked, behold, I say unto you, keep my commandments, and seek to bring forth and establish the cause of Zion. Seek not for riches, but for wisdom. Behold, the mysteries of God shall be unfolded unto you, and then shall you be made rich. Behold, he that hath eternal life is rich. See, the prosperity gospel is true.
That's what we were joking about before we started recording.
Just not temporally.
Just not temporally, unfortunately. Hit that like button, leave us a comment, subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it.
They may seem like little things, but liking, commenting, it helps the algorithm push our content out to more people. So it's our small way of sharing the gospel in a social media age.